Education Center. But more than Microsoft Education Center, this session is about online training in general, whether it's LinkedIn Learning, lynda.com, and or Udemy. Like anyone here uses any other platform for learning, or is it just all learning, like whether LinkedIn or Lynda or Udemy? Anyone here?
I used Udemy long back, but not right now.
Okay. So, Paulina, do you use any online platform to learn skills or?
No, I was only learning through different various YouTube videos.
That's cool. That's a platform. Yeah, I learn a lot using YouTube. So yeah, we'll talk about that too. Miss Lyra.
Well, I teach online, so I'm probably the one that use most of these online learning platforms. And I used Udemy before, and I use Khan Academy to teach the kids. And I'm also like taking classes on here to learn more about how to use the Microsoft platforms to teach the students. So
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. So it looks like everyone has a little bit of experience with online platforms. And yeah, and it's relatively new. Like people have been using it for most of the people have been using it for the past 4 to 5 years for online training. But it's becoming more powerful every day. So the reason we scheduled this session yesterday was. It was important, even in our own growth, to learn new skill sets, so we can, so it is helpful for our company and for the individual as well, because Microsoft gives certain badges, LinkedIn gives badges for learning, and those badges are legit, and those badges can be a part of your resume or CV, and which can eventually lead to a legit job. But before that, it's important to understand that I'll actually pull up Richard Branson code. Everyone can see my screen, right?
Right. Yeah.
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 One second, I don't remember the exact words, but it was something like, if you don't know the job, learn it. Something like that. Let's see. Sorry, my internet is a bit slow today. Yeah, if somebody offers you an amazing job, let me open the images. Yeah. So, has anyone read this quote before? If someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that quote before.
Yeah, so the reason I'm bringing up this quotation is because even not only in our company but in the most of the companies, this is the kind of attitude that people have. Like they say that they don't know and they need someone's help. Or for example, if someone is given a job opportunity, they say that they can't do it because they are not good at that. And but that is not the right attitude. The right attitude is just to take the job, learn it, and yeah, learn how to do it and finish the job. I'll give you a real life example here. Today, I got a client. It was development in Joomla. Tanmay, do you know what Joomla is?
I I know it's a platform, development platform. My developers do work, but I'm not that, aware of the development thing.
Yeah, it's like WordPress. It's an
Right,
online
right. Yeah.
it's an online content management system. I have never worked on it,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, but I got the opportunity today to, yeah, it was a good job, and they were paying good money for it, and I said, yeah, I'll do it, but I have never worked in Joomla like even once in my life. But I have a rough idea what it is, what it does, but I have never worked in it, never developed anything. but I've already offered the client and I've already gotten the project. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on LinkedIn Learning. For example, I can show you what I'm going to do. I will open LinkedIn Learning. Um, Sorry, it's not. Yeah, so I'll go here and I'll search for Joomla. This is just one example. So you can go even on YouTube, even if you don't want to go for the paid courses. I highly suggest it's the investment for mine. I highly suggest making these kind of investments, whether it's LinkedIn subscription or Microsoft subscriptions, they're necessary. But even still, I learned a lot from YouTube, as Paulina mentioned that she uses YouTube a lot to learn new skills. So we can learn about this on YouTube as well. Anyways, I just entered Joomla and we see Joomla 3 essential training, one working with content. So we see it's a 4 hour, 34-minute course. And in 4 to 5 hours, I'll have a very good understanding. Let's make it double. It's 4 hours, let's say 9 hours. In 9 hours, I'll have very good understanding of how Joomla works and I'll be able to deliver what the client wants. So it's not about knowing what it's not about what you already know, and this is also one of the other things. Is like often people confuse intelligence with memory, and intelligence is not memory. Computer has a way better memory, but it doesn't mean it's more intelligent than us. But we can make wise decisions while computer cannot. So we have this power with all of this data from all of these courses online, and we can use our intelligence to service our clients. All of that makes sense?
Right. Absolutely.
So, any questions, Lyra, Paulina?
That makes sense.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
So yeah, moving forward, we'll now look into Microsoft Academy. And yeah, a Microsoft Education Center. So it's a preview, as you can see here on the top. Who knows what it will look like in a month or a few weeks? Microsoft is evolving; they're always changing stuff. But this tutorial is about the current website. So they have different courses here, and they have points and a badge system. So 500 points to learn OneNote, 500 points to learn Microsoft Teams, and then there are career paths. So a whole course on Office 365 for 5,875 points. So let's start with this. It has probably 7 to 10 courses in it. It's loading. Yeah, so we can see the whole curriculum here and the details for the complete course. So we'll see Office 365 provides the right environment, a little bit introduction of Office. Let's start with the first course, which is Streamline Efficiency with Office 365 Apps. Open course. So learning objectives, learn how to create, share, and sync a OneDrive. So you already know all about this, but you don't have any badge, and it'll be easier for all of you. You guys already know how to use Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, and majority of the online office teachers. But yeah, there will be some you don't know, so I highly suggest taking this course. It'll give you a badge, and yeah, you'll learn some points. And same goes for other courses. It's very simple. I looked into these before. We can go over through them right now. It's loading. Reload. So yeah, so the first one is Module 1 Office 365 Dashboard. So let's play this. I won't play the video right now, but you can see what's going on here. It's a 2 minutes video actually. Let's play it.
Can
Let's see
we
what
all work together? Hi, everybody. Can we all work together and complete a batch together?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. So yeah, I suggest everyone to log in this preview.education.microsoft.com. The link is already in the meetings. So let me know when everyone is logged in.
Okay, I'm logged in, but which class are you actually in?
I'm in the Streamline Efficiency with Office 365 apps. It's a full course.
Can we do one that's way easier so that we can give this to our students, even like our 10-year-old students?
All right, yeah, it's, the good thing about this is this system is for not only for, adults, but it works for anyone, whether a person is 5 years old or 30 years old. So yeah, let's start with something small. Getting started with OneNote sounds cool.
Yeah, sure. I'll join you there.
Okay. So yeah, let me know once everybody signed in, and then we'll move forward.
I'm signed in.
Okay,
I'm signed
Tenemoy.
in and I'm starting. I'm going to beat y'all.
I'm also signed in.
Okay, Lyra.
I'm loading. Okay, I'm there now.
Okay, click on Getting Started with OneNote.
All right.
So let's see the objective we are going to learn, which is participants will learn how OneNote is organized and how to quickly find materials within notebooks. Participants will learn to create, add, and share pages and content. Participants will learn ways to utilize digital link and the replay features with OneNote tab. So yeah, let's start. I'm clicking on Start Course. So, module one, getting started with OneNote for Windows 10. Watch this to find out more about how OneNote for Windows 10 can help teachers stay organized, capture ideas, access from any device. So, yeah, let's go ahead and watch this video and see what they're offering. Welcome to So everyone's watching the video, right?
I'm way ahead of you. I'm going to win.
Okay, I'm just trying to be at pace so everyone can follow.
Yeah, I like this idea, especially with our curiosity coaches to walk students through this. So Lyra, just like you're walking kids through doing their ABCs, having them open up OneNote for the first time when they're 7 years old, when they're 9 years old, and realizing that they can take notes and then you can see the note on your screen the same time that they can see their note. That's a wow factor that for us that might be
Yeah,
normal, but not for new people.
yeah, most schools don't offer things like that.
Yeah, like last time, like I had Aldo like share his screen with me while he make a mind map for the business he wanted to open. So I think he enjoyed that, right, Polina?
Yes, I do think he enjoyed it because he actually never really communicated with someone on the computer before. You know, he knows Skype, but it's mostly through the phone, Viber, or WhatsApp. But for him to interact, it's the interaction factor. It's the real time factor that he can write something and, you know, people will see it. The sharing.
Right.
Yeah, speaking of OneNote, it can do all the mind mapping right in there. And if the kids have a tablet, they can draw right on it. So you can do all your mind mapping within this software. And that's one reason, even if you already know OneNote, it's really extensive. You could do mathematics in it. And these tutorials teach you, you could do your math homework in it, and it will tell you if you're right or wrong on your homework. And as a teacher, you can give assignments in here. You can record voice memos. It's really extensive.
Yeah, I noticed that today after I watched the videos, I realized that they can even like if you write something down, and it's kind of like take a video of how the process of you writing, and then the teacher can come back and look at you like the whole process. So I think I need to spend a lot more time learning about OneNote, and yeah, it seems like a very powerful tool to use for teaching, and I would love to be able to use that in my classroom. Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool. Let's go ahead and finish this video and move to the next module. Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm not joining the competition though.
And you're way behind. Yeah, the nice thing I like about these videos, when students come to you and they say, hey, I can't use OneNote, I don't know how to get here, what button do I hit? This is an interactive video because
Yeah.
it's telling me exactly where to click, and it's making me do it before it lets me go on.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I like having this in our welcome class and telling people, you know, before you hop on and actually get involved on our teams, go get a few badges first. Maybe Polina can help pick out which badges are appropriate that we think the students should have before they move on to an actual internship or program.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the same thing, that this OneNote tutorial should definitely be in the welcome class. It's absolutely, because people jump in OneNote and they don't know how to create new notes, how to put input, how to draw there. So that's a must, definitely. And I play with the other tutorials and see which one's going to be appropriate, which ones we can use. And of course, people can explore on their own, but there should be like a list of things that they're mandatory, and the rest they can explore on their own.
Yeah, I think you know the system well enough that you can go through and pick all the ones that you think are appropriate, and we can put them in a bundle.
Yeah.
I also have a lesson planning.
And we can add it in to our SharePoint.
Yeah, I'd like people to do this before they even start with us. So on our skills training page, before they even become members, they can hop on here, log in, and get their badge. Yeah, I'm pretty far along in it, and it's teaching me every little tiny piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think we can skip ahead to the next module?
Yeah, sure. Let's skip. Let's go to the module 2.
So essentially, when people are new at this, they're going to want to watch that whole thing. But I think in today's lesson, since we all have a brief idea how to use this,
Yeah.
we'll go ahead.
Yeah, it's basically I believe all of the 5 modules we already know about them, and but if someone want to go through all of them again, yeah, sure. But the point here is like how easy it is and how interactive it is to learn from Microsoft Education Center. So these are the basics. There are many courses. So what do you suggest? Should we complete this course or you want me to skip here?
Well, I think overall, I don't want to record us doing the whole thing. I think that
Right.
shows how it works. And then I also like the idea just to show people if they have questions on how to use OneNote, they shouldn't come to one of our managers and ask us. We're going to more judge like, well, if you have a question in OneNote, show me that you got your badge. And that should be an indicator that you know how to use this. And really any piece of software, whether it's Excel, Word, Sway, Microsoft's done a beautiful job of putting these programs together. And that's not something that our own organization has to go through. We would rather guide the students and guide the new interns and guide any new hire to this system, and also emphasize for other organizations also. Because if you go and get hired at any Fortune 500, they literally don't even know these tools exist. They don't know these are options that Microsoft has given, and they're not using it as a metric to hire people. And schools out there aren't requiring their kids log in here because a lot of the teachers, they don't know how to use this stuff. So the educators don't know either that they don't even need their teachers to know how to use it. All they need their teacher to know how to do is to point the kid to this link and give every kid a login, and that's really it. And then be there beside the kid while they go through it. And like Lyra, for example, I think it would be amazing if we give you 2,000 8-year-olds and day after day you're hand holding them through this process and eventually getting them to where they're excited on their own. But probably for the first 3 or 4 lessons, they're going to want you to be there beside of them while they do it. And eventually, with the whole flip school concept, they can do the learning on their own, and then you can come back and play with them in the software to prove that they know how to use it. And then eventually, after they play a lot with it with you, they can move on from the play phase and they can go straight over to Zain or straight to Tanamoy's team, where they'll actually get the chance to do an internship. But at that point, Zain and Tanamoy are going to expect them to know this software really well. And if they don't know it, then they can go back to Lyra's division and be in the play phase again. But the whole idea is that the students should be using this. Students should be igniting their own curiosity in these programs, and the curiosity coaches will just make sure that the students are excited to get their badges, and maybe even tell the students and guide them on which tools are the most appropriate. So for today,
Right.
I think we should let's skip forward and see if you can do the quiz without any more help. Since I mean Zain has used this tool for at least a year, so let's just see what that quiz looks like.
Sure. Yeah, there is you said about the igniting curiosity thing, and it's the same thing. I think one of the good ways to ignite curiosity is just to put them in the position where it's important for them to learn, and it's not VT. It's like as a curiosity coach, it's important to assign them tasks which they haven't done previously and have no knowledge about. Just like I gave in the starting of the meeting, I gave the example of the Joomla project. I have never worked in it, And yeah, I'm now just curious how that works so I can deliver it to the client. Anyways, I'm on the quiz now.
That would be your content library. The where is it function.
False, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, they really have OneNote as a centerpiece for all student interaction. It's really immersive. The name is a little deceiving because it sounds like a note, but you can handle all assignments. It can grade homework in it. It's really fascinating.
I don't call that real time, but
Because it's delayed a little bit.
yeah.
Well, it's also assuming a lot of schools are on the same network.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 100.
Oh, she beat you. I gave up. I'm just watching Zain.
It's very easy.
I'm watching him stumble here.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, Lyra just told you about that feature.
About this feature, replay feature?
Yeah. Ding ding. Nope. This is the third one, right?
Third was students and teachers to observe. False, I assume.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
templates are really great.
I got a
Okay.
badge.
You got a badge.
Yay.
Course
That's a lot of
completed.
points.
So one thing that we're doing with our Ignite Curiosity program is we are integrating in for these badges, and the student's profile in Ignite Curiosity is going to show all their badges. And we're going to use that as indicators of their success. And we're just blending it in with a lot of the traditional schooling as well, because this is very vocational training, like digital vocational training that's very applicable to real life.
Right. And this also proves another point is like, which I was saying in the beginning, it was like, if someone asks me and has some work for me, which is related to OneNote, it's just an example. And if I don't know how easy it is to learn, and I can tell him, yeah, I can do it, if all that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the benefits of our company too, and our education center, is you can say yes to about any project that you do, and we have the teams. Tanamoy and Zain are perfect examples of that. If you took on a project in Russia to build up a whole brand new school and do the whole back end of their administration, Zain can hire out 30 people to help do that. If you need to build 5 websites, put all the content in all of them, Tanamoy's team can help with all of that. So that's the whole idea of the hive mentality. People can be empowered by not only learning this themselves, but they can realize that we're making everybody learn this stuff. So we have a lot of very sophisticated people on here. Just looking at our chat right now, there's 5 people right now. We have Russia, we have Pakistan, we have India, we have China, we have America. And we all bring cultural influences and different skill sets from each area, and we all can interact with each other with each other, all in the same space. So even though you might not know something and might not be a professional, there's probably someone in our team that already knows the software. And even if they don't know the software, they might be connected to somebody. Tanamoy and Zain they're both managers of IT companies, and it's very easy for either of them to hire whoever you need for whatever you need. If Lyra's going to get a big project in China, then Tanamoy's team can scale up 10 extra employees just to service that. And we have that quality control by pushing people through systems like this to make sure they do the job well. And even Aldo, if a little kid wants to put together a company, they can even hire the teams. And so we're going to be teaching how to scale, how to use the hive mentality, how everybody can come together at once. And you don't really need to have the skill. You can use the project to learn the skill. So touching on that, can we go to some of the more advanced classes? Can we go to our next link that we have?
Yeah, would you like me to go to this docs link?
Yes.
All right, yeah, this is an interesting one, and they have very interesting courses here, and we can filter on from the left side based on
Can
the
you share the
products.
link
Oh
so
yeah,
that
sure.
everybody
Sorry.
can go there?
Yeah, sure. So,
Yeah, so that link that he shared, that might change. I've been using the system for about a year, and the links have been changing over and over, but the content stays the same, and the structure is rather the same. But essentially what you're seeing on his screen, yeah, you can learn one note, and for the people that are here, you guys are a little bit more savvy with Microsoft Office. But you guys definitely don't know what's on this page. This page is where if you want to be a professional and if you want to train actual Fortune 500s and corporations, this is the page you'd want to go to. It uses the same system. There's still badges. There's still certifications. Some of them aren't free. Some of them might ask you to pay $100 to $200. However, since we are an education facility, anybody that gets these badges and then you come back to me and show me your badges here, I will absolutely put you in front of students in a paid position for this type of stuff. And I'm not against having the kids study this either. If I was a little 9-year-old, I would have loved to do this type of stuff instead of.
totally.
I don't like the whole Minecraft education. I understand there's a place for it, but when I was a little kid, I would have been doing this stuff. So can we just go to one of them? Can you do the create a Canvas app down a little bit?
Create a Canvas app. Yeah, and Power Apps?
Yes. Well, how about get started with Power Apps? That's 51 minutes. And I don't want to stay here a full 51 minutes, but I do want to start this. And I want to show people like Tanamoy, well, everybody here. I want to show Polina, Lyra, everybody that I don't want you to label yourself and say that you can't do artificial intelligence. The world has changed so quickly, and I want you guys to get excited about what you can do here. Now, as you see, it says this is for beginners, for business users, and it says what you're going to be able to do once you make this. I've known artificial intelligence for a long time, and I know how to make Power Apps on my own, but I never had done it with Microsoft. So even me myself, I still take these courses to learn the whole Microsoft system. And it literally in 1 hour's time, you can learn how to use Power Apps. So if you think about that, yeah, an MBA looks great on a resume, but being able to actually put in these type of tools, this is what the corporations and enterprises need. So to give you an example of it, I will go into a corporation, they'll hire me, and they'll ask me to consult them on what they need. And I let them know they need to do business analytics, they need to have an automatic flow in their company, they need to put intelligence playbooks together, they need power apps, and they need to use an entire scalable system. And it sounds overwhelming to them. And if you guys have these skills, after a consultant like me goes in and tells them what they need, they look within their own staff to see if anybody has these skills. And usually they don't. So then they look out and they try to hire new people. So if you want to be competitive in the workforce, this is the way to do it, because hardly anybody in the world knows how to do this. It only takes a couple hours to learn. And you do it the exact same way of how you learn the easy software like OneNote. And it really gives you a competitive advantage, because a lot of this stuff can be done remotely. If you want a job where you work from home, but you want a competitive advantage in the workforce, this is how to do it. Because everybody out there is doing copywriting. Everybody out there is doing graphic design. Everybody's doing web design. And everybody's trying to be an executive assistant. Those 4 roles, I can find literally millions of people that will work for pennies. They work so cheap on those 4 things. So if you transition your career out of copywriting, out of graphic design, out of web design, out of advertising, and out of basic education, and you move it into more sophisticated roles like this is what gives you the advantage that you need. And this is what's going to be needed in the next 5, 10, 20 years. So let's go ahead and start it. Zain never has done this before. And let's just watch as he goes to see how far he gets. And the first step is he doesn't even know what Power Apps is, right? You never heard of it?
I've heard of them, like the Power BI and all of those apps, right?
No.
But then I've not heard of them. Yeah, let's see what they are. Welcome to Microsoft Lab.
So I'll do this with you guys a little bit. And I also want you to see, look at the upper right. Can you highlight? Go back up. You get 100 points right there. Just for reading this first page, you get 100 points. So they really break it down into little teeny tiny skill sets. So yeah, this is essentially saying that Power Apps simplify a lot of work that you do. Everybody knows Excel. Excel's been around forever, but they don't know that you can take the information that's in Excel and you can plug that into databases, and then you can get, now everybody knows that computer programmers can do that, but they don't know how easy it is just to drag and drop it. Lyra doesn't know anything about computer programming, but within 2 hours of time here, she could have a full app that she could download on her cell phone that she made herself. That's how easy this stuff is. So let's go ahead and scroll down, and it just says with Power Apps, you can build an app, connect to the cloud, and you can share your apps with your coworkers and your friends. So let's keep on scrolling. Yeah, you can use it for restaurants, for equipment, and it shows the website that you can go to. Now, everybody on Dow Learning, everybody on our platform, you guys have access to this Power App Studio. So when he clicked to open that link, it's going to ask him to log in there. And you can log in with your Dow Learning profile. And just to learn it, just to get enough to the point that you can use this in an actual job, it's going to be 100% free for you. You're not going to have to pay anything to do any of your learning. And that's a benefit I want everybody to see that they can use on Dow Learning. With our partnership with Microsoft, and Microsoft in general is just interested in everybody learning how to expand their careers, expand their education, use artificial intelligence. You can use these websites, and everybody gets up to about $100 a month for free. So like with Tanamoy, he doesn't have to just use his own. Every single employee he has that logs in with us, they all get access to this Power Apps area. And it doesn't bog our server down. It doesn't he doesn't have to worry that he doesn't have to ask me for permission or anything. He could just go ahead and have fun with it and have at it. Because this is a learning environment. Our entire space here in Microsoft, it's 100% learning environment.
Right. Sorry, my internet is very slow today.
It's okay. While that's happening, can you go back to the other page that had the actual documentation?
Sure.
Because it didn't necessarily say that it wanted you to go to that site. It was just
Right.
saying that's what you would do eventually. It's just giving you a definition of what those are. So yeah, you have an administration center, you have a studio, then you have your actual web app area. And yeah, it says at the bottom, when you're done, you can actually run those in your browser, but you can also get the Power Apps mobile app. And on your own mobile app, you can see your own app that you made. So if you have a smart light in your bedroom, for example, you can make an app that will turn that light on and off. You can do that all by yourself. And this teaches you how to do that. Now, why is that relevant? That really sets you guys apart, and it puts you into the light for me, someone in the enterprise industry, to take someone with Lyra's skill set and upgrade that to the point that she knows Power Apps. That really makes a big difference, because once she knows that she can do automated flows, you can make triggers so that when someone emails you, it automatically emails them back with where you are. It automatically emails them back if you're busy, if you're in a session, and you can make apps to do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and click continue. And just by hitting continue, that's going to give him the 100 points, because it assumes that he read all of that. Okay, this unit explores each part of the following components. Apps start here, whether you build them from data, a sample app, or a blank screen. Now, what I want everybody to do, never ever start from scratch. Never. No matter what you're learning, always learn with a template. Always learn with some kind of sample. So let's scroll down and see what else it might tell us. Yeah, so the Power App Studio is pretty intense, and that's pretty geeky. So we're not going to use the studio in your first sessions. But if you do have somebody that they want to be a high-end programmer, that's what they would use to make a pretty legit app. So let's keep on going down. It tells you everything that you do. You can add GPS, camera controls. You can make things that have signatures on it. So let's keep on going. And click continue. So the Microsoft family of companies, they're constantly adding tons and tons of partners to their business. So Zain, for example, he handles sales, marketing, and research, and he has access to Dynamics 365. Now, before this lesson, he might not have known that he can go into Power Apps and he can click on the Dynamics 365, and it'll show him templates that allow him, like when a new customer comes in, he can set it up to automatically send him a text message to his cell phone, no matter what country he's in. And he can also set it up to automatically text them back, or he can set it up to send an email to his assistant and categorize it. I know there's a little teeny tiny things, but that stuff makes a big difference in your success. So this essentially says there's a lot of different companies that Microsoft's partnering with, and they're not just Microsoft companies. Like Dropbox isn't owned by Microsoft, Salesforce isn't owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft is just making sure that these Power Apps work with hundreds, if not thousands, of different companies. So let's keep on going. So the Common Data Service, that's essentially an Excel spreadsheet that's built into a server online. Can we click back on your tab up at the top to the Power Apps? The purple one? Yeah. See if it made it anywhere. Yeah, so you can essentially create a Power App, and it even has in here the training that you need to get started. If you click Explore Templates down bottom, that'll give you the different ideas of what you can do. And so Lyra, this is something that Lyra might be sitting there thinking, this isn't really a lesson for me. I don't really care about this. But so Lyra, if you take your little 9-year-old and you take them in here and you teach them how to make their own app, like he wants to have his own pet sitting business. If you teach him how to go in here and create a fundraiser for his pet sitting business, or if you teach him how to make a camera app inside of here that can take a picture of the dog to prove that he actually took it on a walk, that really gives a kid a lot of confidence. He'll feel like, wow, he'll show it to his family, show it to his mom, and say, look, I made my first app. Now, it isn't a lot of back-end coding to make that happen, but again, your job is to just ignite the curiosity. That's it. So if you ignite their curiosity and build their confidence, then leave it up to them to actually take it to the next step. You have to give it a name, I believe, to actually build that.
It already has, I think I cannot change the name.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, so it says you'd be in a trial environment. And yes, choose create a new app, and that'll make it in your trial environment. Or, you could say, okay. Well, I don't believe you have to create a trial with it. I believe you can just use the sample environment.
Oh, okay. Let's click on it again.
Well, it's really so slow. Everybody gets the understanding of it. Let's go back to the training. So this is the kind of stuff that I want our initials teachers to do, so that the curiosity coaches would go in here while a 10-year-old, even a 20-year-old is just learning how to do this, because it's scary to do this kind of stuff on your own. It's just not as exciting. And you might feel like it's too complex for you. But if you have a teacher that says, hey, you can build your own app, let's go do that today, and then walks you through how to do this, then you'll get excited to start just playing around with it on your own. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit continue to see what else it tells us. And just like I said, it says the best way to do this is start from a template, and then you have to use a data source. But again, Microsoft wants you to learn, so they'll give you all the fake data, they'll give you all the templates and samples that you want just to build your confidence. They have a very long time span of letting people immerse into this. So even if you're 20 years old, 25 years old, you usually won't use this stuff until your mid-30s, mid-40s. The industry is changing, so probably kids like Aldo, by the time he's 20, 25, he should be awesome at this kind of stuff. But that's just not the scope of work today. Most 25-year-olds, they don't think that they can do artificial intelligence or automated machine learning apps. And this just gives you an introduction to that. So let's scroll down and see if there's any info here that we need to pick up on. This says create an app from a data source. So you can actually go to your own SharePoint, you can use your own OneDrive. There's all kinds of places you can find information. And keep on going. Okay, and choose continue. So Zain, you could see this is a little bit different than Power BI, right?
Yeah, it's different than Power BI. but this academy is great because it allows me to upgrade my skill set way easily. Yeah, this is very intense and user friendly at the same time.
Yeah, so I want to see it on two levels. We have a lot of teachers in our system, and then we also have a lot of geeks. So Tanamoy and Zain, they're hardcore geeks. And people like Lyra, Polina, like Polina's raising some little geeks. Maybe she doesn't know it yet, but she's definitely raising some geeks. So whether she likes this or not, I still think she should expose her baby geeks to it, because this is the wave of tomorrow. And 20 years from now, I can't imagine there's going to be a job in the tech field that doesn't require you to know this kind of stuff. So for the teachers like Lyra that they love playing with kids, if you start playing with a kid this way instead of playing with a kid just in the ABC and the 1, 2, 3, or even just high-end sophisticated grammar and English and all of that, that's nothing compared to teaching a kid this stuff. This puts a wow factor into your education. And especially if you get the badges and certifications in this, so that I know that you're going to be a quality teacher in that sense. Okay, so let's keep on going. So this just walks you through how to make your first app and then how to install it on your device. So if you guys want to, you can go on your cell phones. Let's not click that yet. It says right there, you can download the Power Apps mobile app from the App Store, and then you sign in with your username and password. And then whatever you make here will actually show up on your cell phone. So that's really cool. You can make something on the computer, and then 5 minutes later, it shows up on your phone. And it's not something fake either. You can actually use that app for many different reasons, just like we saw the samples that it had before. So let's hit continue. So that's about it. That's all they're showing you in this beginner class. And it said that this beginner class is going to take an hour to complete. And we did this all in about 15 minutes. So their very first course in this is just teaching you what is Power Apps and why would you use it? What's the purpose of it? So where do you configure and customize your app? I don't even know that. I mean, you can barely customize it in the web place. You can customize it a ton in the Power App Studio. So where the information comes from, you can have a lot of different places that that information comes from. So you don't get it from your local device. You also don't get it straight from the Power Apps app. So it'd be the third one. The user connects to many different sources, and if the data source is supported, then Power Apps can use it. So let's click that one. Then third question, Power Apps automatically creates 3 screens for you when you build an app. Which of the following is not one of the screens? Browse new, edit details. I have no idea on that guy.
I can guess. I think it's browse. What's the splash screen called? Maybe they're talking about that one.
It showed the screen on your previous page. You want to go back and look?
Sure. Yeah.
It had the 3 there, I think. No, I think it's down further, the bottom of the screen.
This one. Browse screen, detail screen, edit.
Yeah,
creation.
browse details and edit.
I think
So it doesn't have the new one. So that was it.
So it was this parts and new one. Am I correct?
Yeah, the first question I think is a little. Yeah, go for it.
I think so. It's because Power Apps Studio seems like that.
You can edit. You can edit things in the. You have to sign in. I don't know why it wants you to sign in again. So that's just a very simple introduction. And you guys see how easy that test is. They really broke the whole program down in little teeny tiny micro classes like that. So we literally made it through 2 classes just in this 1 hour segment. And if you have a 10-year-old, it might take them 2 hours just to get through the OneNote class, but that's fine. And if you're an adult and you've already been using the system for a while, you can really fly through these classes, and you can use all of this to show me your credibility so you can help us teach a lot more people all over the world. So does anybody else have questions? I think we're going to wrap up the session for the day.
Right.
I don't have any questions. I guess I'm just gonna go and explore this session and see, try it out for myself.
I do have a
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it says the data source that I can export. What if I have a web app and I want to create the same as a mobile app? How would I, export the data in the form of data source?
Well, this is actually, if you get that app that it told you to, the Power Apps for mobile, it's not an actual app. The Power Apps for mobile will be an app that you download on your cell phone, and then when you go inside of that app, you'll have other apps inside of it.
Okay, I get it.
And
It's go ahead.
all of the data that you have in that app, it doesn't actually export any data and put it on the phone. It's always going to be referencing the data from your original source. So if you connect things to Dropbox, if you connect things to Salesforce, it'll still be a dynamic connection for that.
It's like I think it's working with a similar style like Cordova for PhoneGap. Like you install the Cordova app and then so it's yeah, it's similar.
Yes. So there was one other thing I wanted to share with you guys. Forget what it was. Must not have been important.
Yeah, so the interesting thing here is like it's so easy to learn here, and we can learn on our own pace. And yeah, and I think children, and especially children who are geeks, and they are gonna be way faster and way more efficient than adults, I believe. Because even as a kid, you said you or even me, I would have enjoyed this a lot, like if this was my homework.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Zain, do you mind share the link of this page in the test in the message so I can
Yeah,
explore like programs
sure.
later?
Sure, it's already in the meetings tab, but I'll share it with you privately as well.
Well, that up there, that link, make.powerups.com, is that the link you're talking about?
I'm talking about just the page we're seeing right now. Who like to see it on like what kind of things they can build. So
Yeah, give her that link.
okay, thank you. And yeah, I'm very excited to teach our students these high-end technologies. I think we'll have lots of fun with this.
Yeah, and another thing that you can do, if I'm a 10-year-old and I am logging in from my class with my Curiosity Coach, and see, like when I was a kid, the computer was seen as a bad thing, and I was told I wasn't allowed to use it very much. So if your Curiosity Coach comes on and says, okay, I'm going to take you and teach you how to do artificial intelligence. I'm going to teach you how to make your first app that you've ever made in your life. You also have to see a lot of parents don't want their kids using the computer very much. So if you take them and have them learn this, then that now gives their parents a reason to let them use a computer. Because we still are not living in a very technologically friendly world. A lot of the poorer families, they just don't understand how tech driven the future is going to be.
But what if like for students like maybe Elena that she likes making hamster house instead of like the geek stuff? Like where should we place them?
Well, this kids still need to know how to use OneNote, Excel, Word, I don't care what they do. If they're even going to be a housewife, they still need to know the basic tools. This main part that we were showing you is to show, like, this doesn't look intimidating to you, right, Lyra?
It does not.
So it's more empowering teachers like you to see that literally today, you need no extra training. You're already ready to teach the students this stuff. Because the way you're teaching is just, you're sharing the links. Oh, that was the big thing I was going to say, that I said there's something big I wanted to share. So what I'd like you to do, Lyra, is find kids that are interested in this stuff, and I want you to learn beside of them. I don't want you to teach to them. I want you to learn beside of them. For example, Zane's sharing his screen here. There's a button that says help desk. So like Aldo can go click on the help desk and make the app, and you're just going to be watching as he does it. And he might not follow directions as well as you do, and you just want to show that you're an amazing student. So you can read what it says on there. You can say, okay, go ahead and click the create button. And then as he does it, he might run into problems. And as he runs into problems, you can just be there beside of him to help him through the problems. You could say, well, let's go on Google and let's search for that problem. Maybe we can find an answer. And then you have people like me and Zain here, so that when you do run into really, really big problems, you can come to me and you can say, hey, Aldo was trying to make a help desk app and he ran into this problem. Do you think you can hop into our next lesson and walk him through that? So it's not that I want you to train in all of this stuff and become incredible at it. It's more that I want you to just be there beside the student while they're learning. Say it again?
To sit beside of them, to encourage them to learn.
Absolutely. And maybe you're going to learn some of it while they do. But these students, be at peace with them just being amazing, learning way faster than you. Because when you teach him for 30 minutes, he's going to go and play on it for 5 days afterwards.
It's like video games.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
I cannot beat them in video games.
So yeah, the Minecraft education is good. There's still a place for that. The basic office stuff is good, but this is really our end goal. If this is a wow factor for our whole organization, if you can open up kids to this in the Ignite Curiosity campaign. So that's all I wanted to cover today. Do you guys have anything else to add to this?
No,
Nope.
I believe.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
All right,
tell
well,
me any
hey
questions?
guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Until next
All right.
time.
Very much,
Okay.
Matt. Thank you very much, Zain. Nice
Bye-bye.
meeting you. Tamon Moy. I'm sorry.
Anymore. Yeah.
Tamon Moy.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, I'll go and end the call. So after this call,
Say one more time.
I said, are you available after this call?
I don't think so. It's already midnight. So
Oh, okay. So yeah,
yeah.
let's see it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. All
Bye.
right. Talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.